quick question. First question. Pageant season is in full swing again in the Philippines. Why choose Miss World Philippines among other prestigious pageants?
From watching all of the big four pageants that we have in the Philippines, I believe Miss World has the biggest voice when it comes to amplifying advocacies and what the girls would stand for. And that's one of the main reasons why I joined Miss World, is because I want to bring my purpose into a bigger platform by gathering people, creating conversations about what I'm passionate about, which is cervical cancer awareness. And I would like to bring this aspect not only in our country, but also to the rest of the world.
All right, thank you. Second question. If ever yet you're going to win the Miss World Philippines crown, what will be your primary advocacy?
My primary advocacy would be cervical cancer awareness, specifically HPV vaccination from 9 to 13-year-old girls, and cervical cancer screening for 30 to 50-year-olds. 30 to 50-year-olds because they're the most vulnerable ones to actually get the cancer, this enemy. And for everybody's information, cervical cancer is ranked number 2 in our country that is most spreading with our women, especially our mothers. And I could never imagine myself in a position if I would lose mine. And let me ask you, what would you feel if you would lose yours?
Thank you. And third question. Okay. Who do you think is your greatest competitor in this year's pageant?
My biggest competitor is me, actually. I know it may be cliche as it sounds, but I've been joining pageants since I was 15, and I've always taught myself not to look competition among other girls, because we are all going through the same thing, all for the same purpose. It's about how you're gonna put yourself out there and how much pressure you're gonna allow yourself to bring. And for me, that's my greatest challenge, and that is why I am myself is my biggest competitor.
All right, thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And we have just 3 quick questions for you. Okay, first one, why choose to join Miss World Philippines?
I've always been drawn to the Miss World platform, specifically with how they uplift their candidates to speak more about their minds and share the advocacies that they want to share with the world.
All right, thank you. And second question, if ever you're going to win the Miss World Philippines crown, what will be your primary advocacy?
I am proudly part of a community development project right now called Pause for Cause, where we help rescue victims of child sex trafficking and bring them together with rescued animals as a form of companion therapy. Given the platform of Miss World, I really hope to invoke as much movement as possible toward this cause and bring light to all of the trauma that these children have suffered.
All right, and then the last question, who do you consider is your greatest competitor in this year's pageant?
Everyone, because we are all such a strong batch of amazing speakers. Some of our candidates have backgrounds in hosting, acting, and singing, and I look forward to learning so much from them, specifically when it comes to being confident on stage and projecting my voice.
All right, very well said. Thank you so much for your time and best of luck in your journey.
Thank you.
Questions for you.
Sure.
Okay, first one, we are all aware that there are a lot of prestigious pageants in the Philippines. Why join or why choose Miss World Philippines?
I think the more appropriate question for me is why now? Knowing my skills and abilities, I've always been stronger with communication as I've worked as a host all over the Philippines for the last 10 years. So now that I'm in the competition, really the question that I'm really asking myself is why did I wait so long?
Yeah.
Why did I not see Miss World? You know, I think I was filled with misconceptions before about what Miss World was all about. And now that Tracy has gotten to win it, a fellow Cebuana, I really come to know that it's all about genuine spirit and it's all about your communication skills. It's also all about the genuine causes that you represent, which is very much me. So now I think I'm in the right place. And I think that organizations like Miss World can take the advocacies that I stand for to greater heights.
All right, very well said. Second question, since you're wearing blue, if ever you're going to win the Miss World Philippines title and crown, what will be your primary advocacy?
My primary advocacy will be the one that I currently have, that I'm working on. I've been working on it for the past 5 years, and it's an advocacy that is dedicated to Cebu. Cebu is home to so many world-renowned creatives, and these creatives are responsible for who I am today. Cebu is known as a melting pot of culture, and it's only right that I give back to these artists. This is not just about my ancestry, but it's about marrying something that I love, like modeling and art, with something that I'm very passionate about. I've been a volunteer for Gaud Kalinga over the past 10 years, and I'm lucky that they trusted me enough to allow me to come up with a livelihood program that benefits not only women and children, but the livelihood in their local communities. It's actually composed of sewing and pattern making classes taught by the designers of Cebu. So really, like, we're able to bring around people of different walks of life all over Cebu and pull these creatives together to find common ground in finding a better lifestyle, a sustainable lifestyle, and better habits. In fact, the village today is now converting to more sustainable habits by convincing businesses to stop using disposable materials that bring their own, sacks that we make in this workshop. And this is actually all their initiative. So really, I really can't wait to see what this project does with the help of organizations like Miss World.
All right, thank you. And the last question, okay, fun question, okay?
Sure.
Who do you consider your greatest competitor in this pageant?
It could be anyone, really. It could be anyone. As you've seen today, the girls today are such strong communicators, and you can no longer say that it's a question of, who's a good communicator versus not. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. Everyone is unique and equally articulate. They're equally capable of expressing how unique and different they are from every single one of the candidates. We're so distinct from each other, and I think that's what makes this competition really, really tough. It's really like, what you call this? It's cutthroat, because it could be anyone talaga.
Among other prestigious pageants in the Philippines, why choose to join Miss World Philippines?
I really got inspired what my fellow sister, former sister Tracy did in Miss World. I was so inspired how she portrayed her advocacy, and I really want to do that too. I want to talk about things I really care about, which is mental health and safe places for children with special needs. I think that Miss World has a perfect platform to do so, and mostly about children. And I love children. I honestly do. Everyone that knows me, I love being with children. And hopefully, wearing the Philippine sash in my chest, I'll be able to talk about these things.
Thank you. And second question, if ever you're going to win Miss World Philippines title, what will be your primary advocacy?
As I said kanina, mental health is very rampant, and after COVID-19, I think everyone is really being aware. But still, there's so much stigma, and still people think that people who have disabilities are actually a threat to society, which is not true. And I want to give the voice to these people, because if we empower them and we give them places to be and grow together in society, they can contribute to society so much.
Thank you. And third and last question, okay, who do you consider your greatest competitor in this pageant?
I'm sorry?
Who do you consider your greatest competitor in this pageant?
I think all the girls in my batch are empowered, exceptional, and it's hard because I really think, for example, my sisters from Aces and Queens, they're great speakers. Aside from her Pasarela, who have been improving, I just cannot pinpoint anyone. I think every girl is a threat for me, but at the same time, I embrace it to learn from them and to really support each other.
All right, so thank you so much for your time and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.